Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 10 Till Curtain Mindset Challenge. I'm Rachel Arazo, your intuitive divination and intuitive business coach and mentor. Let me make sure that I have. Oh no, don't fall. As it falls anyway. Jeez. Let's get comments pulled up. Because it's so much easier to do it, have comments on my phone, and then just talk to you guys. Because there's such a lag when I do it regularly. Okay, got it. Hi, Caitlin. Hi. I hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And also today, we will clear up some questions that people had or habits that I was noticing from yesterday. We will nip some stuff in the bud. Oh, how did you guys enjoy the first day? Because I saw a lot of blocks already coming up and people that were struggling. I already saw some, there was some good and some things that we needed to get to. How was it working for you guys? Yeah, well, so far. Hi, Anna. Hope you're doing fabulous. I got a new water bottle yesterday that can like keep things cold for 24 hours and warm things for like 12. It's heavy. It's massive. My husband got like the 80-gallon one. It's like gigantic. Hi, Rebecca. Let me know how yesterday went for you, because the thing that I was noticing, which sometimes when you do a challenge like this, you realize how many blocks that you have. And I started noticing a few habits. One, because it's not tangible money, some people were like, well, I will buy this or I'll buy this. No, you need to make a definitive. If you had actually $100 in your pocket yesterday, or $100 in whatever, 100 euros, whatever the heck that you're using, it's 100 of what your currency is. If you had that, you would not be wishy-washy about where you're spending it. You would actually go spend it and it would be gone, right? So just because it's universal money does not mean you can do this or this. You need to pick, because the cashier is not going to sit around and wait for you to decide which of the two things you want. You will pick one. You make the decision. So I encourage you, as you go through this, I understand there's a bit of a disconnect because it's universal money, it's intangible, but so are your debit cards and your credit cards. That money that you get is intangible. So I want you to make really definitive decisions on, this is what I've bought. And a lot of you did great at that. When you sat down and you wrote it down, you did wonderful. Or when you posted a picture, you did wonderful. Or you said straight up, I am buying this. Great. But don't be wishy-washy with yourself, because the universe is going to be like, okay, so which one did you actually get? We don't know which thing to put into motion because you're not even being decisive with what you spent. The other thing, what was it? We are not using our actual money, okay? We are using the universal money vouchers that I send you every day to your email if you're on the list. And if you're not on the list, I put the link in the description. Wherever the heck you are watching it from, even below, I put it there. So you can go make sure you're on the list, and then you can get the thing. Otherwise, you won't be getting your vouchers. You can still play along with us, but you won't get the voucher that I send you. Let me see. There were questions that popped up. Anna says, we got some snow today, so it's snowmen spread out every little where. Wonderful. Happy it was fun. Took some thinking, but ended up planning for myself and my own needs. Absolutely. Rebecca said, hi, I made it with my tea and homemade scones. Woo! Yes. Stephanie, good. I already decided on what I'm buying today. Yes. And you're going to notice that you're going to be super excited for that after a certain point. And I also noticed some buyer's remorse. Because it surprised me. A lot of you don't have the habit, not even a habit, don't Don't buy things for yourself. So when you're put in a challenge like this, where you aren't allowed to save or donate all of it or spend it on other people and you have to do it on yourself, there's a bit of a freak out mode. And that's understandable. It totally is. But we're going to get you past that, because you, in order to even have a business where you start receiving money for things, you have to allow people to give you the money, right? You can't sit there and tell someone, no, you can't pay, you don't have to pay for this. I'm not allowing you to pay for this. That's pretty much what you're doing when you don't allow even yourself to spend money on you. You'll notice that you might have a hard time if it's hard for you to receive gifts, receive compliments, receive $100 of universal and tangible money. I was noticing with some people, not all people that were doing this yesterday, but I noticed some struggles. So please work through it. That's why I said, like, this week, I may not be your best friend. You may not like me that much this week because I'm going to be like, no, you need to do the thing anyway. Which is fine. I'm supposed to be your coach. I'm supposed to do that anyway. But work through it. Be decisive, because the more you make decisions, the better energetic and physical habits that you're making, and the quicker your business that you want, that ideal life that we talked about yesterday, is going to come to you. So I wanted to put that out there first. Like, we need to be decisive, especially because today we're going to be talking about how to get really organized about how your time is spent and get very intimate with our numbers and what you need to succeed, right? We need to be very decisive today, and we are going to make our game plan today. So if you were awesome and you brought your journals, you are going to be in an even better spot. If not, just be sure to write down notes on somewhere. I'm going to walk you through this. Make sure that you're on the list. Like I said, it's up there or over there or wherever the heck you're watching this from. That way you can grab the workbook. It's going to walk you through this too. And all of today is going to be decisive. It might be hard. You might get some tears coming up and some detoxing might happen, but that's okay. You have full permission to be selfish today. This entire week, you have permission to be selfish with all of this money that I'm giving you, because it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. $100 was the easy point. Like, I could spend $100 so quickly. And you might also notice, as we go through this, your own money habits. Like, because I grew up with a thrifty parent that no matter what we were doing, she could probably make a feast for like 15 people under $100. I had a $150 wedding, and I fed, 15 people under $115. That included my dress, my husband's things to wear, our cake, our reception, officiant, all that kind of stuff, under $150. So I know my habits when it comes to this stuff, because I'm doing this with you. I tend to buy a lot of tiny things to make myself feel better about having that much money to spend on me, because it feels like I have more things going to more things. More money going to more places. So my challenge always when I do these is to spend the same amount of money on as little items as possible. Force myself to spend money on a bigger item, because I've noticed that's a habit of mine. I can shop the clearance rack and get a bunch of clothes for $100. So I need to slim myself down. Whereas, for example, if you spend nothing but big items and you notice that about your spending, maybe stretch yourself to a bunch of little ones. Like, if you're not having trouble, try and notice your habits like that. Because I know yesterday I got the True Black Taro. I love it. It's like a little RPG screen on every single on every single card. I believe it's still on Kickstarter, because that's where I looked it up. That's where I always look it up. I always buy that deck. And I also went out and I went to a metaphysical shop and I got myself some more oils, because where I'm going to start doing readings in January, they sell the little drums of oils that they make in-house. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to go get myself a couple of ounces of oils with the remainder of the money. So just make it fun for you. That's all I'm really trying to say. Be kind to yourself. Let's see. Hi, Lauren. Let's see. Rebecca says, I have no problem buying things for myself, it keeps me fairly sane. Yes. And it depends on each person, but I figured I would put it out there and just chat about it because I noticed a lot of people were having issues. So, like I said, today we are going to be talking about creating a planning ritual. With all of this masculine, go buy the money with the universal vouchers that I send you, it can be really hard to include that feminine. So we're going to give that balance of the masculine and feminine this week. The biggest thing about a planning ritual, and what I mean when I say that, when you run a business, you need to be on top of your books. No one tells you when you first start a business that you need to be on top of your stuff. You are your own accountant, you're your own drop shipper, you're your own customer service agent, like you're everything, and you're the CEO, you're the boss. So you need to be on top of your goals and where you're going. Because if you're just doing as you're doing, then you don't have a goal, then you're just going to find yourself floundering and getting burned out very easily because you don't have any direction, right? We have all this energy and all this passion to do the things, but we need to give the things something to go accomplish, right? Think of it in any kind of circumstance, like in video games, all the energy you spend, all the XP that you earn and the experience you earn, it's going towards leveling you up. Or if we do this like Skyrim, sure. As when you level up, then you get points and you can put them toward what you want it to do, whether that be magic or smithing or energy, like stamina or strength, or wherever you're putting it. Anything that you do for your business needs to be accounted for somewhere. And we need to get intimate with your numbers and with your books in order to get started with that. So ideally, this planning ritual that you're going to create needs to happen at least every quarter, once every 3 months, at least. Sometimes I do this more than once. Sometimes I'll do this once a month or once every couple of months. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Freya. Hi, Lauren, if I didn't say hello already. Let me know how you're doing, how you did yesterday with spending your $100. But you need to do this on a consistent basis so you are always aware of how much money you're making. You're always aware of how close to your goals you are. And you're not in the dark about things going wrong, right? And you could do this in a couple of ways, but we are going to get you started mainly on the finances because that's usually where people get scared, is the money portion. So, the thing that we're doing here is also the reason why we're focusing on the money is that tells you how achievable your goal is. And a lot of the time, like I notice that a lot of the goals you guys have are very simple. It's like, let's make $1,000 a month or make one client a week, things like that. It's very little because it's very easy to get, right? For your mind, it's huge, but from the perspective of someone who actually have done this, it's very, very simple to do it. So we need to get honest about your goal and then calculate how to get there. So everybody drop in the chat, all 7 of you that are here at the moment, and anybody that's watching the replay too, drop in the chat your ideal monthly, well, actually, no. Drop in the chat how much you need to pay all of your bills every month. For me, that's like $1,500, $2,000. But for me, that includes calculating money that I want to spend on other things, like subscription boxes, like the Tam Wild boxes, the unboxings I used to do. That includes paying for that. That includes me getting my nails done, feet and hands, every week. That includes me going on a date night every week. You don't have to include all that. You can do at least your expenses for keeping your lights on, having food in your fridge for your kids, having your house or your apartment, wherever you're at. But pop it in the chat and make sure you keep track of that number. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, it is hard to spend that much money on myself. I feel so bad. That's okay. We're going to break that for you. I know it's hard. Hi, Lauren. It's my buddy. We went to a witchy thing on Sunday. And welcome back, Stephanie. Bills, $1,200 a month-ish. Good. $2,500 after taxes will pay bills and give me a little cash. Or a little cushion. Let me make sure I got a calculator pulled up because we're going to need a calculator. So for me, and you are welcome, this is why I said get a journal because you might need to do some math. So for me, ideally, $2,000 a month. Okay. $1,500 includes basic, nice, and extras. Good. Good. So now, hold up. So now, if we just do basic expenses, now give yourself amount of money you would like to have each month, ideally for your extras. So for me, like I just said, I include that already together because I'm a step ahead. But ideally, that way, maybe you put $1,000 worth of money in your savings every month, or you can buy new clothes regularly, things like that. About $4,000. I've got a lot of kids. That's okay. That's okay. So now you have your first one. Now give yourself a money allowance. Not from this. This is additional. So, for example, $2,500. So, Lauren, your total then would be $4,500. Hi, Karen. That's okay. You're all good, Karen. No worries. I'm glad that you made it. Extras are $80 to $100. That's a little low, but that's okay. That's okay to start. So that would get you to $1,300, Caitlin. And remember, you're allowed to be selfish here. So Karen, that way, because you popped in late, how much money do you need each month for your expenses, right? To pay all your bills, keep your lights on. And then how much money would you like to have as an allowance? Oh, you total $2,500. Okay, that's fine. I never buy extras. Stop it. You need to. We're breaking habits here. We're breaking habits. We're going to break some cycles. So for me, for bills, it'd be $2,000. Let's up myself to $4,000. Because there's a lot of wonderful good that I could use for $4,000. Would probably, Anna says, would probably have to go $1,600 to cover basics plus some, but ideally I would like to have $2,000 or maybe $2,200. That's a starting point. Wonderful. Rebecca says, another $1,000 to live the life I want, so that would be $2,500. Wonderful. Everybody has your totals? Good. So now that we have that and where you need to go, we're going to add 40% to that. And that's going to cover emergencies like your car breaking down or crashing. That's going to cover any extras that you aren't thinking of, like going on vacations, things like that. We're going to add 40% to the total that you have. So for me, 4,000 plus 40%. Whoa, not 400%. That's a lot. Plus 40% equals 5,600 for me. Thanks, I will work that out. Awesome. Total, I need about 10,000. That's okay, Stephanie. That's okay. Add another 1,000 to allow for splurge. Okay, good. So everybody take your totals, add 40% to it. So for example, Stephanie, because you said yours is 10,000 plus 40%. That would be 14,000 for you. Oh, that's simple math. I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. So yours would be 14,000, Stephanie. So like, let's do some basic math here. And it's going to feel like a big number, and that's okay. It's okay for that to be a little scary, but we want to get your number so then you know realistically how that's going to look for you. Because our planning ritual is going to go around this. I'm going to make my total 2,500 plus the 40%. Okay, so that's good. That's a good amount. $3,500, I think. Good. That's okay. It's perfectly good. Or even if you don't want to share your number, give me hearts or likes. That way I make sure that you have it. Because I want to make sure you have your numbers. That 30-second delay is a butthead. And even those watching the replay, always let me know that you're watching and do your math with us, because I will come back and I will check. And I'll make sure you're good. Everything's blurry, but I can still look for your hearts and likes. 2,800 pounds, including the 40%. Good. Good, 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 good. Purple hearts. Yes. Purple hearts. Okay, so now that you have your number, this is how we start calculating mainly your prices, but also how you need to spend your time. Okay, Jennifer says $3,500 to $4,000 a month. It seems like so much. It's really not. That I've had those months before. It's super easy. It feels like a lot now because you're not making that, but we will get you there. It's super easy to get you there. So what we do then, because this is the amount that you would want to make a month at least. So for me, I'm going to round mine up to 6,000. I always like to have, my answer is always 6,000 whenever I do this. But that's because I literally map it out. I include a nanny. I include a maid coming in and cleaning dishes and stuff like that. So mine, I'm going to make it 6,000. I round it up. So now we think about the total number of hours you want to work each week, right? For me, I don't want to work more than 25 hours. I don't want to work more than a part-time job. So 25 times 4 is, let me just do the math, is 100, okay? So 6,000 minus 100, that would be $60 a week. No, divided by 100, I'm sorry. So I need you to calculate, to get all the way down to how much each week that, each day that you would want to, my brain is moving faster than my lips. We're calculating how much you make per hour. So if I want to make $6,000 a month and I want to work 25 hours a week, 6,000 divided by 100, that would be $60 an hour. There we go. Which is above minimum wage here, like where I am now. They're just now getting it to $11 an hour. And $60 an hour is actually on the low end for a coach. Okay, I'll round it up. I need to do truck. Good. But you're going to do this in the workbook, but I want you to walk yourself through this right now so you have an idea. This would be $60 an hour for me. And that's me working 4 days a week. Ideally from, what is that? 10, 11, 12. 1 times 4. I actually work less than that. I work 16 hours a week right now. But at max, so let me change that then. 16 times 4, 6,000 divided by 64. So I would actually need to be making $93.75, so $94 an hour, which is what I work. That's what I do. That's what I charge. So this is what I would need to minimum charge my stuff at for an hour. If I wanted to do half-hour stuff, I'm about there. I'm at $47 is what I charge for half-hour sessions, for readings particularly. Depending on what it is, like coaching and stuff, it's much higher. Then I'm at least $147 an hour. But this needs to be your minimum, whatever your calculation goes to, okay? Because you have to take into account the hours you want to spend with your family, when you want this goal to happen by, right? So like for me, $6,000 an hour, I would be very happy with that, to have achieved that or more by March. I'd be more than happy with that because I would take care of literally everything. And by that point, that means I would have stuff saved up to move into a new place. And that would mean I maybe have enough money to get a new car, stuff like that. So if your number looks scary, that's okay. That's totally all right. But it is 100% achievable if you do the ritual I'm going to talk to you about, if you create this planning for yourself. Because now that you know how much your time would be worth, that means that you have no more excuses for sitting on working on your business, but you're really scrolling through Facebook, or you're allowing people to take free readings from you and no equal energy exchange, like no testimonials or reading for reading. $18.75. So you need to be charging, Stephanie, a minimum of $220 an hour. That's totally reasonable, especially because we've talked one-on-one about what you're doing. That definitely is on par with what you want to do. So because you're in the 6-week program, when we start that, your pricing, you need to keep that in mind so we can charge all of your stuff that amount. Minimum. And think of it also this way. The higher the amount means the bigger the package you need in order to make this goal, right? And that stuff we went into last month with the confidence challenge, not the confidence challenge, the confidence series. I don't want to confuse you with that right now because that's a lot of numbers. Hi, Wendy. But that's when we calculate how much your packages would be, how many people that you need to get that amount, that kind of thing. So even this is why I would like you to start charging, or start at least seeing your time as worth this much minimum, right? Because that's going to get you into a whole new perspective. You are worth something. You are worth the time that you put into your stuff, and you are worth the amount of money that you've calculated out. Don't erase it. Literally write it down. Make sure that you still have it. Because it's true. Even if it doesn't feel like it is right now, it absolutely is. Let's see. Rebecca says, with a new truck, working 20 hours a week, the goal 4K, I would need to charge at least $50 an hour. Yes, at least. At least. If I do 25 hours a week, I need 40-ish an hour. Why does that not seem right? Hang on. Okay, so 4,000. Let's do some math for you. 4,000 divided by, hang on, 25. Woo! 25 times 4. No, you're right. No, you're right. You need to do at least 40 an hour. At least for your readings. Or for your coachings, or how long it takes you to make your products. You would need to at least charge that. Plus a little extra for any processing fees. So for you, I would actually encourage you to double that, because that's me. And I like to have minimums at least $97 an hour. But your math is right, Jennifer. You're good. Anna says, finally back on computer, decided I didn't need to watch anymore. Mercury RX playing tricks. That's okay. That's okay. Computers are being stupid. So, this also gives you the realization of how achievable your goal is if you make that your minimum price. So, let's go with mine again. Mine, I needed to be about 90, I charge 97 an hour for readings. If I was to do just readings, that's that would be like a video recorded reading, or that would be me on the phone talking with someone for $97. In order to make my income goal of $6,000, I would need to sell 62 readings that month. However, for example, If I didn't have a cap on how many people joined my 6-week starter program, because I only said it was for 6 people. I might change that. If I didn't have a cap on that, that's only $300. Instead, so that would be 6,000 divided by 300. I only need 20 people in there in order to make my goal. Or let's increase that again. I have a 6-month coaching package. The lowest payment plan is $500. Yeah. My stage presence for psychic 6 months coaching program, the minimum payment is $5 for 8 months. So 6,000 divided by 500. I only need 12 people in there. And if I wanted to ensure that I'm not overwhelmed, I could easily up the price a little bit more. So I need like 6 or 8 people. And then it makes it so much easier, right? It puts that perspective a lot easier. If you have a small number and you're only pricing small, then it's going to feel overwhelming. If not, and you take that just as your base and you create bigger packages, then you will be able to meet your goal a lot easier. Rebecca says, it seems achievable, really, not such a scary number when you break it down like that. Yeah, it's not that scary of a number when you put it into that sense. And some of you, I have talked one-on-one about this when we have our one-on-one chat. We've broken down what you need to sell. I just want to come spend a week with you. Yeah, come see me. And honestly, it makes it so much more manageable, because then you're like, only 12 people? I only need that many people? So if we were to break it down, like, let's break it down again with the $97. That's 62 people, right? See how many people you need. What I'm doing is I'm taking that number. So what we just broke down, how much you need to make an hour. So for me, that would be about $97. I'm taking my $6,000 goal and dividing that by 97, which got me 62 people. Yep, Caitlin, we broke yours down. I've been told it's a reasonable price too, even though I didn't think it was. Yeah, it is. I'm not crazy. I know what I told you. Yeah, it's super reasonable. It really is. $147 or $197 for a reading is very reasonable. Even $97 is very reasonable. Even for a half hour, it is. But take your monthly income goal and divide it by how much you need to be charging per hour. And that's how you get how many people you would need, right? And if you want to break down that further, so if I want to say I need a certain amount of people per week, I would take the total people that I need, 62 divided by 4. I need 15 and a half or 16 people a week in order to make that goal. And it gets lower and lower and lower and lower. And I'm not going to go into that now because that's like one-on-one coaching stuff. And I also touched on that in the confidence series. Watch the 3rd day again where I price your offers. Watch that again and I walk you through it. And I give, like, actually the workbook gives you a worksheet on how to break it down in plain English for you. So that's all I'm doing. If we see it as the numbers like that, it makes it so much easier. Then that 4,000 or 6,000 or 15,000 goal is not that far off. And if it's too many people for you to handle, that means you need to price your offer higher. You need to bump up the price, because then you will need less people to meet that goal. Super easy, right? And the thing that you want to do with this planning ritual is you sit down and you figure this out. You get your goal for the next quarter. You can do this in a couple different ways. Personally, even like with readings, because we're all diviners here. We're all psychics here. We want to use this. Personally, I like to use tea leaves for my quarterly planning, because it's supposed to be long-term anyway. And I find 3 months is a perfect guideline to see, right? And if you don't have tea leaves, go into my little magical cabinet of cards. Nope. How many cards is she gonna pull out? You can get these. I don't sell them on the Etsy shop anymore, on the bookstore for the Academy, but you can message me and I can get you these. This is a really easy way to start learning tea leaf readings. And actually, this is a really quick way if you don't have loose leaf leaves with you and you don't want to go through the whole ritual and things like that to do your quarterly planning. I use this all the time. I love it because it's very minute and it tells me what energy to expect. So when you sit down, you figure out this is how many people I need to make my money goal. You do your reading. Maybe you do 1 card for each month, or you do 4 cards for each month, so you have it by the week and things like that. And then you can plan, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the energy that I can expect this month. So what kind of content am I putting out? What kind of reading am I asking for? Or if you have a coaching package you want to put out, then you can see the energy for each month. You have your money goal. Now you can create the content for it, right? It makes it very understandable, right? And it helps it not be so scary, right? And if you also do, because you have your money going where you want to be, then if you have like a free software like Wave, or if you use QuickBooks like I do, I like QuickBooks for my accounting, then it just syncs up to your bank account and you can run a quarterly report and see how you did based off of your goal. Or if you have PayPal, if you have a PayPal business account, you can also run a report on there if that's the only place you're getting money through, right? So, and that gives you a little bit more demographics about your customers. It'll tell you where in the world they're from, your average order, like how much it is, that kind of thing. So ideas for you to start creating a planner for yourself. This is one reason why even outside of learning divination, I really encourage you to make a business journal with everything that you need to know. So your money goals, you would put in here. Like literally, you see, I put a freaking, there we go. I put a key in here and I never use it. Like my money goal, I put it here. Let me make sure on the screen that you guys can see it. Yeah, I calculated it all up. And I put my heart-centered goal and I calculated how much that would be for a year, right? You can put everything that you need to make that in here. So my Etsy shop, there's all my listings. And I would price them to make sure that through passive income, I would be able to meet my goal. Or let's say you're a Reiki healer and you need a place for your business stuff that you want to use primarily Reiki and your Reiki healing sessions, which for me, the minimum is $197 for my Reiki sessions. You can write down all your notes in here. I wrote down like literally all my Reiki class notes in here, which I'm not going to show you the symbols because you're not supposed to see them if you're not. But all the hand positions, where to go for body parts, stuff like that, I have it here. All my workshops, this was my Summer of Magic one that I did with Christina. Boom. I have my checklist. I know what I'm offering. I know what my lead magnet is. Make it really easy for you. Does that make sense? And it can be something that you do once a quarter. It doesn't have to be really complicated, right? And you don't have to have a journal like this where I've like put colors and stuff. Like this is my stuff for the palmistry program, right? Like if you make this a habit, I even have coaching session notes in here. Like every person that's ever talked to me on the phone, notes from our session are in here, always, right? So good, I'm glad it makes sense. I'm getting hearts. So today, I really want you to be mindful about the money that you're doing and then break it down like we did yesterday. Remember, yesterday we had what's our vision 1 year from now, where we want to be, and 1 month from now, where do we want to be? Do the same with this. So it's like over the next quarter, what do you need to do to get to that point, right? Then think about, okay, if I need this many clients in order to meet this goal, like maybe I need 16 clients. Maybe over the next month, I'm going to reach out to 20 people and invite them to come work with me. You don't have to hard sell it. You don't have to be like a sleazy car salesman. Just say, hey, I wanted to extend an invitation to you to work with me. And do it. Okay? Don't say you're going to do it and then don't do it. Do it. Okay? Show the initiative. Make me proud of you and make me like squee and gush about you over a live stream. Okay? Go do the thing. And then think about this month. What do you need to do? This week, what do you need to do? Today, what do you need to do? Make it very easy for you. Okay? And I've lined all this out. And then I have some stuff in the workbook, a place for you to put all the pages that you need for your journal. If you want to take over Etsy with your readings or passive income products like I have, go for it. Write down all the different things that you want to put on your Etsy shop. You need at least 100 listings. So write them all out, brainstorm them. Okay. And then post them in the group. Like yesterday when I said post your stuff here in the group so we can see you, I meant it. Do it. Okay. Post it in the group so we can see and I can cheer you on and I can give you edits if you need it and I can help you. Okay. Let me be your coach. Let me help. Okay. But who has questions? Because I know this can be super overwhelming, but that's why I'm here, because I want to make sure that I'm supporting you. And if you don't have questions, then just let me know that you're good. And there are no stupid questions or silly questions. Jesus, this thing is big. Okay, I got a heart. Rebecca's good. The 30-second delay on Facebook, like, I would love it if that would get fixed. Jennifer's good. Awesome. Getting some hearts and some likes. Awesome. And seriously, post it if you have questions. And even in the replay, post it if you have questions. There's no stupid questions. All right. So today, based off of the workbook and what you're going through, I want you to create your planning ritual and do it. Okay. We're about to enter January. You can do a planning ritual that includes December through March. Do it. Go do the thing. Okay. Make sure that you do it and get it done. And then in order, like we were talking about today, your time is worth money. Today, those of you that are on the list and that are participating, you got $1,000 from the universe to go spend. Just as a reminder, you can't spend it on anybody else, like only anybody else. You need to spend it on you. You can't put it in savings or investments or bonds or stocks. You can't pay any bills. It needs to be spent on you and your betterment, okay? You and self-care. It is not selfish. Everybody else has been taken care of. This is money for just you. So enjoy spending your $1,000, okay? Don't spend your actual money. Send what the universe has given you, which is $1,000. You don't need to include tax. You don't need to include closing cost fees and stuff and all that kind of stuff. Straight up, just the amount that it is. And you can buy literally anything on the planet. I think there was literally one challenge. I couldn't think of anything else to buy, so I bought a city. Like I bought a city somewhere. I think I bought Chicago. I don't know what I got. So make sure, also if you have any questions with this, post your list, what you bought. Post any questions you have from the workbook, put them in the group, because I will come through and I will come look at them. Right? How's everybody feeling? And literally after this, I'm going to go send off the presentation. Like I'm going to send this video out to the list. Let me know how you're doing. Can you spend it on your business? I see it as betterment. This specific version This specific version of the challenge needs to be mainly self-care. If it's something that can be used in your business, like a computer or a microphone, things like that, yeah, but it needs, majority of it needs to be for your self-care. You can always do a version of this challenge that is specifically investing in your business. You can absolutely do that. And in fact, if you want to do that, if you want to start that and be like, okay, so for today I get $100 for my business or $1,000 for my business, and I get $1,000 for me that are separate, go for it. But I don't want you to spend it all on your business. I want you to spend it on you. Go get that massage. Go get your toes done. Go get yourself some new clothes or a vacation or something. Let's see. Wait, how are you doing that math to see how many people you need? Wait a second. Oh, it's being slow over there. Let's see. Sorry, I did not get yesterday's email. Is there a way to snag it? Yeah. At the end of the week, I'm going to send out a list. Like, I'm going to send out a recap with everything. Let's see. Oh, hang on. It's stupid. Facebook, it skipped messages. Okay, there we go. Ish. Broke mine down. I've been looking for proper tea leaves to use. Where do you get yours? Okay, yeah. Any loose leaf tea is good. Just make sure that you have a white cup and a saucer in order to do it. And make sure that there's not a bunch of liquid in the bottom. Okay. A lot of people will mess up with that. You need to make sure you drink it all. It's okay if you drink some of the leaves. It's not going to hurt you. But any kind of loose leaf tea, you can even take bagged tea and rip open the pouch and use that. Wonderful question. Scrolling through. Rebecca says Upton Tea has great teas. You can also get whole leaf teas, lots of kinds online. Yes, you can. You can get them on Amazon. I like to go to Whole Foods. I don't know if you have a Whole Foods where you are, or a World Market where they have all the organic stuff. I like to go over there and get it. I still, though, have leftover tea from when I went on my trip to China, like in 2008. I have some lychee black that I like to use. Jennifer, my level 2 attunement is this weekend. I can't wait to start giving sessions. Yes! Put them in your business journal. Like literally all my notes for my attunement in the giant packet they gave us, I put in my journal. So I have it. And those who've done Reiki sessions with me have seen my Reiki panda that I also brought from Beijing. I use Shu Mao to connect with you. Anna says, I will probably have some when I watch the replay and know what I missed. Absolutely. Caitlin says, I have loose leaf, but they're so large, it doesn't leave the residue on the bottom. It doesn't have to leave residue on the bottom. You're just reading the leaves. Yeah, you're just leaving the leaves, which, by the way, well, I'm going to save that announcement for another time. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to jump ahead. I did not, yeah, I'm going to send out, like I said, a recap. I can send out a recap tomorrow for everybody. That way you have it so far, since it'll be the halfway point. Like things for a business. Lauren says, gonna catch more on the replay. Had to step away for work things. That's okay, Lauren. You're all good. Thank you for this walkthrough. Absolutely. Okay. Caught up with questions. Stupid Facebook. Okay. You can, like I just want to reiterate, if you do want to spend things for your business, you feel free to do a money challenge right alongside it. But $1,000 today needs to be mainly for you and your self-care and your betterment. You can do a money challenge for $1,000 aside with a business as well, but it needs to be separate from this. Okay. Okay. If you have any other questions, I will be back through. If I don't answer you right away, tag me, like poke me, whatever you need to do. Go ahead and let me know. And I shall be seeing everyone soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.